How's it going, guys? Alex here. Welcome back to another SSR analysis video, and emphasis on analysis because that's what these videos are. I try to explain how good these units are to you guys. Sometimes I do make small little mistakes and I try to correct myself in the comment section or in a later video, but the point is I try to inform you as best as I can without obviously misinforming you. However, today we are going to be taking a look at LR Ginyu Force, and they are actually, it's actually a very good unit. I'm going to get myself confused because I'm going to keep saying he or they, whatever. But anyway, let's jump into it with the leader skill. They give a 77% stat boost to all types. So unfortunately they don't give ki, but that stat boost definitely is good, especially if you don't have any top tier units with that good of a leader skill. For example, if you don't have the Super Saiyan 4s or the old mono leads or the hero or villain leads, they are a good replacement. Obviously, it is a bit of a grind to get them, but I promise you that it definitely is worth it. But to be fair, all of the LRs are grinds. Like, none of them are easy to get, apart from the beta bleeder android or Piccolo. But anyway, moving on to their super attack. The 12 ki super attack up to 17 ki causes colossal damage, which is the supreme, not supreme, it's the one that the LRs have, and then the 18 ki is the mega colossal damage, and that also raises the defense of all your allies by 30% for one turn. And that can be useful in certain situations, especially if you have a unit like Vegito Blue who struggles to tank in certain situations. And that reminds me, Donnie, or as most of you know him by D3, he made a video discussing the different types of defense and how different factors can affect how well a unit can tank. So I will leave that link, that video linked in the comment section down below for you guys to check out. So interesting video, and a lot of you have been asking me to personally go ahead and explain why flat out boost and how defense isn't that great. So Donnie just basically went ahead and did it for me. So definitely do go ahead and check that out, and hopefully by the end of that video you guys will have a better understanding of how defense works. But yeah, even I don't necessarily know how it completely works, but I have a good idea of how it does. But moving on to the passive skill, they give 3 ki to all allies, and they also get a 7,777 attack boost. So clearly Bandai are big fans of the number 7, and they aren't going to be the hardest hitters in your team, especially if, pardon me, especially if they aren't that high of a super attack level. But their amount of synergy, thanks to their links and other factors, is incredible. And of course, I will get into that in a moment. So the 3 ki, extremely useful on a monophysical team. Not as useful on a villain team because you already have a double Rose lead. However, if you were to run a Merge and Master lead, and you were to have a Rose and the LR Ginyu Force in there, that could definitely work because you're basically replacing that additional Rose with LR Ginyu Force. Or you could be running Merge Masu and Super Saiyan Rose, and then you can be using your own Rose and the LR Ginyu Force. There are just so many different combinations that you can use. They are bringing out a lot more units that work with that extreme type, because I kind of feel like they messed up with Merge Masu in a way. Not necessarily messed up, but the fact that villains don't share too many top tier key links kind of hurts them, and they have to rely on Rose quite a bit to basically bridge the gaps between certain units, and that is where the LR Ginyu Force can be extremely useful on a villain team. Obviously, it does depend on the leads that you use, obviously, as I stated a few moments ago. Double Merge and Masu is where you are going to have more problems because you only have one Rose. So if you have one Rose and one LR Ginyu Force, you are essentially having 2 Roses because they have the same passive skill in a way, but obviously Rose is only for extreme types. And LR Ginyu Force is for all types, so it works on any team, of course, but specifically hero and villains, pardon me, this would passive skill would work really well, and they still hit hard at the same time, which is nice. So link skills: the Ginyu Force, Fear and Faith, Respect, Loyalty, Shocking, Signature Pose, almost missed one there, Shocking Speed, and Legendary Power. So of course, Legendary Power you will most likely not going to be activating a lot of the time unless you have 2 LRs on your team. Fear and Faith and Shocking Speed are very good links on a villain team. Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black, Omega Shenron if I'm not mistaken, and then you have regular Goku Black. So very common link. I actually think I missed one, Merge Masu, of course. So very common link on a villain team, and you also have Shocking Speed, which a lot of the villains have. Buhan, Omega Shenron, basically all the top tier units have, all the top tier villain units have that link, apart from Merge Masu, of course, and Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black and Goku Black. It depends on what you decide to run, but on a villain team they do fit extremely well. They are like the androids in the sense that they fit well on a team, but the LR Ginyu Force do have better links. That Fear and Faith link is so huge just because it's becoming so much more common, especially when you use the main unit, which is Super Saiyan Rise Goku Black and regular Goku Black. Again, depends on what you do decide to run, but overall, the Ginyu Force do have incredible links. And then on a more physical team, if we were to talk about that quickly, Shocking Speed is, in my opinion, suboptimal, but you can run a Shocking Speed team, especially with these units. Like, the LR Ginyu Force allows you to run a different mixture of units because of their passive. And alternatively, I'll say alternatively, but you can use units in combination with the Ginyu Force like Kaioken Goku, who is an orb changer but also has Shocking Speed and Over in a Flash. And because he has Over in a Flash and Shocking Speed, you can bring units like the World Tournament Goku, you can bring units like Ultimate Gohan, Super Saiyan 2 Great Saiyaman, Full Power Frieza, so it just works really, really well. And say if I was to have Ultimate Gohan, LR Ginyu Force and Full Power Frieza on the same turn, obviously they don't link at all apart from, of course, Shocking Speed, which both Ultimate Gohan and LR Ginyu Force have. So if I was to have the 3 on a turn, Gohan is going to have no problem super attacking the majority of the time, because he is going to be starting on 11 key, because they share the link with the LR Ginyu Force, and then they also get the 3 key from his passive skill. And then if you take a look at Frieza, he is only going to require 3 more key, because obviously he's going to get on 2-9 because of their passive skill, which is why you may want to keep them in that second slot the majority of the time. I wouldn't recommend putting them in that third slot, because again, if you have those 2 units that don't link well, like Ultimate Gohan and Full Power Frieza, you just won't be able to super attack with them, which is why it's good to potentially keep your units that don't link that well next to LR Ginyu Force. It's just so many things that you can work with. Again, Fear and Faith with Goku Black, Shocking Speed, not too common on a monophysical team, but it's there. It just works really well. Definitely don't overlook the LR Ginyu Force. They aren't going to be the hardest hitters, but they can still hit extremely hard, so definitely keep that in mind. That defensive boost also works extremely well with Vegito Blue, and if you're running support units like the Super Saiyan Rage Trunks or Pan that give a defensive boost, that helps even more towards the problem with Vegito's defense. But the thing about Vegito's defense, again, I'm bringing up Donnie's video, there is a specific point where the defensive, if a defensive stat is high enough, that is where they are going to start tanking even more. And that's just the defensive stat alone. But when you bring Vegito's damage reduction into it, and the boost that the LR Ginyu Force can give with their super attack mechanic, and the boost that they get from other support units like Pan and Super Saiyan Rage Trunks, you can optimize these units, and it's a great way of bringing different types of units together. And I'm super excited to actually get them, because my monophysical team isn't the greatest, so if I can bring a unit like LR Ginyu into my LR Ginyu Force, pardon me, into my team, and allow other units that normally wouldn't link that well in my team, then I'm just excited to see how that team would work, because incredible unit that allows you to link other top tier units together despite not having the greatest key links. If you get what I'm saying, I actually really love this unit, and I haven't even used it yet. I could be extremely wrong in saying that they aren't going to work that well, but I'm pretty confident that they are going to work that well. That passive alone makes it worth using them, because 3 key, they attack hard, they give a defensive boost, which allows me to would allow me to optimize Vegito Blue. So great unit, like definitely a great unit. They aren't the best legendary rares, but they are definitely up there. They have, I'd say they honestly have one of the better leader skills of the legendary rares. It's a shame that they are missing out on the key, but again, you have that passive skill that provides the 3 key anyway, so incredible unit overall. And I think this is the first time where I've passionately talked about a unit. I actually really enjoyed talking about the LR Ginyu Force, and I hope you guys did enjoy this video as well. And one more thing, they have the best overall stats in the game. Yeah, that's pretty much it. They have the best overall stats in the game. Extremely high health stat. Average, I say average, but I think this is one of the lower attack stats for an LR. And then of course you have that defensive stat, which is over 10k, and the Ginyu Force is the second unit, if I'm not mistaken, with the defensive stat over 10k. But incredible unit, can't wait to use them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Come back later or tomorrow for more videos, and I will see you guys in the next one.